Hello everyone, my name is Kirstin Stowe. I'm a food service management major at Johnson & Wales, and today I'm going to show you how to make Japanese gyoza.
Gyoza has a pretty interesting backstory. Gyoza originates in China. They were created by Zhang Zhangzhang when he was a Chinese medicine master. While he was working, he created these dumplings to help those who suffered from frostbitten ears due to lack of nutrition. He would cook lamb, vegetables, and seasoning together, wrap them in dough before boiling them. Once they were cooked, he served them to his patients. The dish slowly grew its population in China. Gyoza are now popular in Japan and other parts of the world. Now that we have a little backstory on where gyoza come from, we're going to begin the process of making the filling. We start by chopping all of our vegetables very fine. This ensures that every ingredient will be in every bite. In this demonstration, we are using white button mushrooms, but shiitake mushrooms also work really well. They both give a great umami flavor that blend really well with the different meats and vegetables. When chopping the cabbage, we also want to make sure it's cut really fine. The reason for this is because cabbage is generally a tough vegetable when it's fresh, and we want to make sure that it has plenty of time to cook in the pan. With it being small, it will have enough time to fully cook while it's in the dumplings. For this recipe, we use Napa cabbage because it is a traditional Japanese vegetable that they use in their dumplings. In America, it's harder to come across, so most other green cabbages will work fine as an alternative. In this demonstration, you can see that I roll the cabbage leaves before I cut them. This is just a quick way to shred it so we can dice it faster in the long run. Now that our vegetables are chopped, we're going to begin prepping our different seasonings. Ginger is one of the most important ingredients in this recipe. Ginger is going to give the dumplings a sweet and spicy element. It is going to help balance out the fattiness of the pork. One of the best ways to peel ginger is with a spoon. Once peeled, we are going to grate the ginger to get it as fine as we possibly can. We also grate the garlic for the same reason. There are two types of liquids that we put into the dumpling filling. Soy sauce is the first. It brings out a salty and umami flavor into the dumplings that everybody loves. The toasted sesame oil is also an element that brings a strong nutty flavor that elevates the dumplings to another level. If you do not have toasted sesame oil, untoasted sesame oil, or peanut oil works just fine. Now that we have all of our mise en place ready, we will begin mixing our filling together. In a large bowl, you will add 3/4 pound of ground pork, 5 ounces of Napa cabbage, 2 green onions, 3 white button mushrooms, 1 large clove of garlic, and 1-inch knob of ginger. It is best to just go ahead and get your hands dirty and just mix the filling with your hands. This will allow you to feel how even the ingredients are incorporated in the filling. Gloves are also a good option for those who do not want to get as messy. The filling will begin to get slightly sticky when it's ready. Remember to wash your hands after this step before starting anything else. When choosing your wrappers, gyoza wrappers are preferred. Wonton wrappers are also a great alternative. I personally was not able to find gyoza wrappers in the store, so I used wonton wrappers instead. The next step in the process of making gyoza is folding the wrappers. Place your wrapper in your non-dominant hand and dip one of your fingers into room temperature water. You will want to outline the wrapper with water. This will allow the wrapper to stick onto itself so you will be able to close it fully. Once the wrapper is outlined with water, you will take a teaspoon of your filling and place it in the middle of your wrapper. Now that you have your filling in your wrapper, next you're going to fold the wrapper in half over the filling and pinch it in the center. Begin pinching the rest of the wrapper all the way down to the sides, making sure that you don't trap any air into the wrapper. This is important to get all the air out of the dumpling so it doesn't pop while you're frying it. Make sure that you push any air out fully before sealing it. Now that we have sealed the dumpling, we are going to begin pleating the wrapper. Pleating means that you will fold every 1/4 inch of the dumpling onto itself. This creates the decoration part of the dumpling. There are many different ways to fold gyoza, but this is just the traditional way that it has been done in the past. A few things to remember while folding your dumplings is to keep a damp towel over your dumpling wrappers. This will ensure that they don't dry out while you're folding the rest of your dumplings. It's also important not to overfill your dumplings. Overfilling the dumplings will cause the wrappers to break. Another thing that is important to keep in mind is that practice makes perfect. The first few times you fold your dumplings, the pleats are not going to look perfect. But keep working at it and your presentation will improve and they will start to look perfect. Now that our dumplings have been filled and folded, we are going to begin the process of cooking them. For this demonstration, we are going to be pan-searing our gyoza and then steaming them. This is one of the 3 traditional ways of cooking gyoza. Fried gyoza and fully steamed gyoza are the other ways gyozas are cooked. We are going to place our medium-sized saute pan over medium heat. Then we will add 1 tablespoon of a neutral oil. I've used vegetable oil for this demonstration, but any oil really will work. It is important to allow time for the oil to heat up before adding our dumplings to the pan. Once the oil is hot, adding the dumplings to the pan is the next step. We are going to place the gyoza in a circle around the pan. This ensures that the bottoms of the wrappers will get fully coated in the oil, allowing them to get brown and crisp. It is also important not to overcrowd the pan. Just so that we don't overcrowd the pan, I would advise only putting 8 to 10 dumplings in your pan at a time. Now you just allow your dumplings to get brown at the bottom. This will allow the gyoza to be nice and crispy. Once the dumplings are brown and crispy at the bottom, we are going to add 1/4 a cup of water and immediately put a lid on top. This will allow all of the steam to be able to stay in the pan and allow for the dumplings to cook all the way through. The steam is what's cooking the pork on the inside, so it's important that we have as much steam as we possibly can. Allow for the dumplings to steam for 3 to 4 minutes. When cooking dumplings, it's important to ensure that the pork on the inside is fully cooked. The wrappers will be translucent, so you should no longer see any pink on the inside. If you see any pink on the inside, you need to add another splash of water and cover again to allow for more cooking time. After your 3 minutes is up, you can lift the lid and allow for any residual water to evaporate. This will allow you to keep the crispy bottoms of your dumplings. You will then add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil to your dumplings and toss them around evenly. Once the sesame oil is evenly coated on each gyoza, you will remove them from your pan and place them on a cooling rack and begin making your sauce. A sauce that goes with gyoza is simple but pairs really well with it. You are going to add 1 chopped green onion, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar into a bowl and mix. You can also add chili oil if you would like to add a spicy element. The final step, which is most important, is to plate your gyoza with its sauce and enjoy.